Hey Virgo, welcome to Summertime Tarot. My name is Summer and this is a general mid-month reading for the month of June. So we're going to just take a look at, what's going on with you, any messages that want to come through for you, advice, all that kind of good stuff. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. We're going to start with an affirmation for you for the remainder of the month. So we have here, I find a deeper meaning in personal growth amid the discomfort. Okay. So, let's get into it. All right. So, all right. Overall, this is looking pretty good to me, Virgo. But okay. So here, driving your energy, we have transformation and change here with the Nine of Wands. So it looks like you're very much in a space where you're moving forward, continuing to kind of, I feel, manifest this kind of good vibes, happiness, abundance kind of into your life, right? And with the Nine of Wands, it's like you've been working really hard, you've been striving, you've been diligent, I feel like patient, and just continuing forth. You may be getting a little weary, a little tired, but with the Nine of Wands here, it's like very much getting close to the end of a cycle. And I feel, maybe coming out of some darkness, and really it's like the light is there. It's like you're just moving forward, okay? Now, in your mental, we have here gratitude and thanks. Your challenge being the Ten of Cups, and your advice, the Sun. So it looks like you're really focused on good coming in, And being focused on that has brought like this kind of gratitude and thanks into your mind, into your vision, right? Because I feel like you've realized that in order to get to where it is you want to get this happiness, right, with this 10 of cups, to uplift your spirits and all that, you have to focus on the good. You have to focus on the light. And so it's like with this sun here, it's like just keep focusing on that light, right? And that's through gratitude and thanks, and doing things that, you know, pull you out of any kind of lowlier feelings. When you're feeling a little tired, little, you know, like you've been pushing, remember to take your breaks, have some fun, right? Let loose, let go, especially, right? But I feel like in your mental here, it's like very, very like clear, it seems to me. So just keep going with that, right? And so with your emotions here, we have meditation for clarity, your challenge being the Queen of Cups, and your advice, the Page of Pentacles, right? So I feel like with this meditation for clarity, you're really in a space where you're kind of, it's a lot of purple here. So I feel like you're very much aware of where you're coming from and where it is you want to go. And I feel like emotionally, right, you may be receiving clarity about some things that you need to release, right, with the Queen of Cups, to let go of, to clear out, right? It looks like you're very much in the process of healing, being, you know, close to yourself, tapping into your emotions and seeing, you know, what's really lying underneath the surface, right? Allowing those things that you may have put on the back burner to kind of come up so that you can really cleanse them and to let them go, right? And with the advice being the Page of Pentacles, I feel like this is really much just a reminder to stay, you know, grounded, right? Your grounded self. Don't like go too deep, right? Too soon or too fast, right? Take your time, go through the process smoothly and easily, like there's no rush, right? And so here, physically, we have here meditation for peace and serenity, with your advice being the High Priestess. Well, I mean, your challenge being the High Priestess, and your advice, the Three of Wands. Okay? So, excuse me. So with this meditation for peace and serenity, you may be like being affected by your emotions in like your everyday life. Things may kind of overwhelm you at times. And so with the High Priestess being here as your challenge, I feel like this is here saying, like, just be aware of what you're kind of tapping into, what you're allowing to kind of come into, you know, your being, into your space, right? Just be aware of how these things affect you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, right? With all this water, there may be, you know, drink your water. There may be need for like some cleansing, right? Maybe go out in the rain, or take a cleansing bath. Say some mantras or affirmations while you're showering, that kind of thing, right? Right, with the Three of Wands being here as the advice, it's like, make sure that what you're focusing on and what you're like tuning into is exactly what you want to bring in, right? So don't focus on anything that isn't about peace and serenity, basically. You know what I mean? Like, don't, if your main goal is to cultivate peace and serenity within your physical life. Just make sure that anything or anyone that you're kind of connecting to, allowing into your space, is of that same vibe, right? And so spiritually here we have prayers and wishes, with your challenge being the Queen of Pentacles and your advice the Two of Wands. Okay, so I feel like here you do have a lot of, wishes, some things that you want, right? Especially with this gratitude and thanks. I kind of feel like this is where you are, but it's almost like a vibe of being grateful for what you have in order to bring in more good things. And so with these prayers and wishes, is like a need to kind of get back, I feel, to this gratitude and thanks whenever you can, so that you get connected with where you are. Maybe spend some time in nature, grounding yourself and grounding these things that you desire into the physical world, right? Really tapping into your like earthly energy, your earthly vibes, and being sure that you are aware of all the things that are already around you that are great, and how they can and will, right, connect you and bring you closer to these greater things that you wish and envision for yourself. Okay, hope that made sense. But let's go ahead and see. Let's get a message for you. So what's the message here for Virgo? What's the message here for Virgo? What's the message here for Virgo? I also feel with this Nine of Wands, be sure that you're, protecting your energy. You know what I mean? And keep going, right? This looks good to me, man. It looks like you're in a good space. It's just about like keeping going, keeping clear, making sure that you stay, in good vibrations, good health. You know what I mean? Let's see. What's the message here? Virgo. What's the message here? Virgo. Alright. So we have the Emperor, the Tower, the Empress, wow, the King of Pentacles, and Justice. Oh, that's a lot of major arcana right there, man. Alright, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Swords. So I feel like with the Seven of Swords, it's like I need to be aware of any thoughts or perspectives that may not be in alignment with what it is you're trying to create for yourself, right? Because I feel like although, everything does look good here, just be aware of yourself. And also I feel like your surroundings. Make sure that you're focusing on and connecting to things that are in alignment with what you want. Don't allow any negative self-talk or anybody else to kind of come in and infiltrate what you have going, because it looked like you got a good thing going here. Okay, but also feel here with the Emperor and the Empress being here, it's just make sure that you're balanced, right? We do have Justice, that you're balanced in what you're doing out in the physical world, as well as what you're kind of bringing within and doing internally for yourself. I feel make sure that you're staying up on your self-care, that you're loving on yourself, and so that you don't get like burnt out, right? Or feel stuck in any kind of way. You get me? Well, let's see what self-care activities would be beneficial for you for the remainder of the month. Excuse me, man. I cannot shuffle today. Hold on. But I also kind of get like, with this Empress, make sure that you're, sharing love as well, right? But we have here focus. So I kind of get with this, like maybe taking like a photo shoot. But like this could be, going out, connecting with nature, taking pictures of all the pretty birds and butterflies and all that kind of stuff. Or it could just be, looking at yourself in the world in through new eyes, right? Being mindful of what you're focusing on. You know what I mean? Okay, then we have connect. So make sure that you connecting with people, right? With this Nine of Wands, you may be a little bit closed off, maybe a little disconnected, very focused on self. Make sure that you're, connecting, spreading that love. Okay, then we have dance. So move that body, shimmy around and all that good stuff. Okay, then let's get some dog wisdom for you. Let's see what the dogs have to say. What wisdom do you have here for Virgo? So we have teal. I'm going to read from the book for these. So let's see. So we have honor. Acknowledge you, me, and we. Okay, so it reads, if you fetch this card, it means that you can rightly claim some achievement for yourself and deserve a pat on the head or stroke on the back, or it's time to give that recognition to others. Perhaps you need to acknowledge certain people in your life more fully, crediting them for their contributions to your care and feeding over time, and honoring them for their devotion to you. Maybe you've missed an opportunity to express to these mothers, fathers, caregivers, teachers, and mentors your gratitude and appreciation. The sacrifices they made and their commitment to their own highest ideals now affect how you view and live your own life. So this is the time to recognize, salute, and applaud those people, whatever their creed or breed, whether friend, far afield, or close to home, in your own litter. If you're holding back on acknowledging your own contributions or gifts to others for fear of standing out or seeming arrogant and superior, it's time to take a furlough from that false humility and scratch out a new territory of self-recognition. Take the acclaim and commendation for yourself, keeping score of your achievements in equal or greater measure than you keep score of your deficits. Perhaps someone is honoring you and you're not hearing or receiving that treat. Perhaps your training has you turning down compliments. Receiving well is as important as giving. Accept the treat with grace and allow the exchange to come full circle. And finally, honoring yourself simply for who you are, apart from anything you've done, honors creation and all its creatures. You, not the least among them. You are enough in this moment. Honor can be spoken, written, danced, sung, ritualized, or expressed in ceremony or art. Whether you're being called to honor others or yourself, or to allow others to honor you, make it a heartfelt act or exchange instead of bowing out. If you honor a quality or characteristic in another, realize that if it weren't in you couldn't see it in them. In that way, honoring is always mutual. Think of a quality you admire in another and write down how you see yourself embodying that characteristic as a way to honor yourself. Okay, then we have balance. Steady as she goes. And it reads, if you fetch this card, it means you're out of kilter, leaning too far in one direction, or you've fallen into a hole, maybe one of your own creating. Perhaps you tripped or fell while lunging for some prize or prey, or perhaps something grabbed your attention so you lost focus on what was in front of you. There is now a need for you to climb up and out, stand more firmly on all fours, and redirect your senses and sensibilities in a way that allows you to gain greater equilibrium. This will allow you to engage with what is of greatest importance and what is the highest priority for you now. The search for a perfect balance between this, that, and the other can be elusive, as what we may think of as balance is not always realistically achievable and ultimately may not serve us. Taking in the same amount of food and water every day, for example, may not be consistent with the varying energy we put out. The energy we have for living daily life may not always be in balance with what's demanded, despite our best behavior and training. In fact, that is usually the case. What we can strive for and achieve is a sense of mental balance, or more specifically, equanimity, which by definition is a state of psychological stability and composure that is undisturbed by the experience of or exposure to emotions, pain, or other phenomenon that may cause one to lose mental balance. You can support yourself to override old reactions and reactivity by replacing the old training with new training. You can use any number of tools to help you de-stress, re-energize, and tune into a well-balanced mental routine of greater joy and happiness. This will help you in the face of an external world seemingly out of balance. Get ready to stop chasing balance and instead get into a new state of being, one that can help you glide over the stresses and problems that make you feel out of balance. It's time for you to do some outer and inner house cleaning. Reflect on the following questions. What tasks, jobs, or pursuits can you let go of that are not helping create an inner sense of harmony and balance? What are your preferred modes of relaxing and taking care of your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual self? List them and do at least one. What would you most love to be spending your time doing? Do some of that and notice what happens with your sense of balance. Okay? And then we're going to finish this off with a postcard from Spirit. The final message here for Virgo. Final message here for Virgo. Final message for Virgo. Final message for Virgo. So we have, it says, dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums, get on and up, and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them. Now is the time to take that first move, say yes to life, pick up the phone, make that decision, and take that one step toward the gods, or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities to show up, as if by magical. As if by magic. Well, we know it's really spirit and all of us moving things around for your benefit. The point is that we are saying go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams. Even if the outcome isn't an exact fit for your agenda, it will all be orchestrated by spirit and arrive in divine appropriate timing. Don't you just love how it all works? We love you so, so much. Okay? But that's all I have for you, Virgo. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I truly appreciate you and hope to see you soon. Peace out.